So I've been getting quite a few questions from you, Nakama. Dr. Dave, how have you been doing? Update us. How are you feeling these days? And in this podcast episode today, I'm going to update you and let you know what's going on, what I've done, and exactly how I am feeling. So stand by. Welcome to Microdose U.
Enter the world of magic mushrooms with Microdose U.
Hey there, welcome back. Dr. Dave here. Thank you so much for your messages and to me, like I know. So I've been explaining to you over the past few weeks how it's been pretty tough here. We basically got kicked out of our house. We don't have to leave until early next year. However, it's a really weird feeling, and that triggered a whole bunch of really weird emotions and some depression and some weird stuff creeping back into my life. And I don't know whether it was actual depression, but definitely like some type of a funk, some type of a really weird funk creeping back into my life, even with the microdosing. So today I'm going to update you, and things that are going on in my life have been pretty tough. And in an episode like this one that's dedicated just to sharing with you what we can go through, even if we're successfully microdosing. And I've been doing so for 3.5 years now, and I've reported the progress. I've reported the incredible progress I've made going from, 3.5 years ago when I was basically lying on the sofa most of the days, not feeling productive or not doing anything and being depressed, and my life was horrible and my physical condition was going downhill as well, to where I am right now 3.5 years later. That is, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more. However, when certain things come up in our lives, such as which happened to me, which we basically got kicked out of our house because the landlord wants to move back in. And again, she didn't do anything wrong. It's just, we've been here 5.5 years now, and it's time for her to move back. And it took us by surprise, and it caused a string of crazy emotions with me, and not good at all. And I reported to you a lot of this, and it was actually pretty bad. However, I've really done my best to work through this. So one of the questions I got recently was, Dr. Dave, you talked about how you microdosed every day in August. What about September? How are you doing? Are you still microdosing every day? And the answer to that is no, I'm not microdosing every day. I'm kind of back to my regular schedule. And by my regular schedule, what that means is I don't really have a definite schedule. I microdose when I want to. It turns out to probably average, it could easily be 4 days a week, 3 to 4 days, easily 4 days a week. I generally wake up in the morning, 3 mornings a week. I take a Japanese lesson online by Zoom. So I generally like to microdose about an hour before my Japanese lessons, just because I think it expands my brain a little bit. It opens up my brain and makes it easier to learn. And I've been doing really well with that. So yes, I've been microdosing, but I've not been microdosing every day. Has the microdosing been helping? I really think it has been. Let me update you. As you know, I went through probably at least 3 weeks of feeling horrible about having to move out, not knowing where we're going, potentially being homeless for a little while with it before we find a place. But and I also talked to you last week about how my wife was in Japan, and I went out a couple times by myself, trying to be alone, trying to be by myself, and had people come up and talk to me nonstop, and got me into a situation where I didn't want to be, because I wanted to be by myself alone watching music, and I just had people that would just incessantly just talk and talk and talk, and I couldn't get out of it, which is turned out to be a really, really weird weekend. So that was 2 weekends ago now. But in the meantime, we've been working really hard on trying to find a place to live, and I think we may have found one. We're working on that right now. And so when when things are going really well, and then you have a setback, but you can identify the setback. In other words, I didn't just wake up one day saying, I start to feel shitty again, and I don't know why. No, something definitely triggered it. And the trigger was a message from my landlord saying we have to move out in early next year. That triggered it. It triggered all kinds of weird emotions. But at least I could identify that. So along with microdosing, I started working really hard on, okay, we need to find a place to live. That's because once we find a place and once we feel that we find the right place, hopefully that's going to alleviate all of the fear, the anxiety, the weird stuff that's going on because of the unknown. And I think we've identified a place. I think we've found a place which we're working on right now, as I said. But it's really strange. I started feeling better I'd say over the past 4 or 5 days. So pretty new, just like that. Just started feeling better. And the good news is that when we're on this journey to reinvent ourselves, fix ourselves, heal ourselves, whatever it might be, I think it always works. So I talked to you probably a year or so ago that when I was still deep into my microdosing journey, feeling really good every single day, I still would have an occasional setback some days, and I didn't really know why. And I remember there was like this famous day that I had, not famous, infamous maybe day that I had, and I everything was going well in my life, but I went into a Costco one day. I just needed to buy some stuff. I was walking around Costco and I just started feeling horrible. And at that point, I didn't really know what was causing the horrible feel. I just didn't know. I had no idea why was I feeling bad today. My life is good and I'm microdosing and everything should be good, but this feeling of just weirdness came over me. But if you remember, I reported to you that I gathered myself. I just took a step back and I said, okay, this is going to be temporary. I don't know why I'm feeling like this. I don't know why I'm feeling weird. I don't know why I've got this like weird, sadish feeling. I don't know why, but I know it's temporary, and I know there's a very good chance within 24 to 48 hours I'm going to be feeling much better. And guess what? It totally worked. It was a weird, very short-lived temporary funk. Now, as time went on, more into my microdosing journey, like a year later, that type of funk would not happen anymore. Every day was pretty much really, really good. I was living my life exactly the way I wanted to. And yeah, the days were great. I was productive. I feel great about what I'm doing here. I've assembled this whole nakama, which we're all together, by the way. We're giving each other this positive energy. And if one of us starts to feel sad, I think the others are just giving energy to all of us to make us feel much better. And I really do appreciate our nakama here. I really, really do. But this time around, the funk lasted for several weeks. But the good news, if there's good news that can come out of this, it was identifiable. There was a reason, there was a definite reason that things started going bad again. And that was the fact that, yeah, kicked out of the house. And that can happen with anything, anything that, we're all human beings, and things happen in our lives. There's no way that we could all live a life and everything is always perfect and uphill and going great every day and get better, 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 better. There's just no way. Things are going to happen. A family member might get sick, or somebody might pass away, or we might lose a job, or like in my case, we might lose a house, or something's always going to happen. But it's how we deal with that thing that happens and how to recover from that and how quickly we can recover that shows that we're on the right path. So we can't avoid entirely bad things. I mean, there are natural disasters, there's wars, there's, all kind of craziness in the world. We can't avoid everything. However, we can identify them, work through them, and make them better. You better believe that when I found out that we were going to be homeless or we're going to be kicked out of our house, I don't have it right in front of me here, but I journaled every day. I wrote my thoughts down. I worked towards the solution along with microdosing magic mushrooms, along with it. And The work was not easy, but I persevered. I did it. I didn't quit. I didn't stop. And here I am a few weeks later, a few weeks after I got the notice that, and I'm feeling pretty good again. And if you're watching this on video, because this comes out, my podcast episodes come out on audio and video formats. And if you're watching me on video here on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, you can see that I look, I look like I'm happy and smiling again. Not that I don't know. I might have had a couple episodes in there that maybe I looked horrible. I don't even remember. It was kind of like a blur. It didn't feel good, but on the other hand, I knew that ultimately I'd be able to work through it and feel better. And here I am, feeling a lot better. So, what I'm trying to share with you is, if you're on this microdosing journey and you'd hit a roadblock, or you have a bad day, or depending where you are on the journey, if you're a month or two into it, or if you're several years into it, you know, things are going to happen. But please make sure your energy and your perseverance, they're all going to get you, the positive energy and the perseverance, they're going to get you through this. I promise you that. And not only that, with our nakama here, and in case you're brand new to me, nakama is just, it's a Japanese word that means kind of like our tribe of people, our group, our family, our friends, our colleagues. We're all together in this. And I really do feel like right now, as I'm speaking into this microphone and looking at my video camera, I really feel, and I'm not making this up, I feel really good energy from you all. Really strong, good energy. Like, as I'm recording, you haven't listened to this yet or watched this yet, but I can feel the energy when you will be, because I feel the positivity. If that makes any sense at all, I feel really positive that we've got this group of people and you're in it. And you can get positive energy from the rest of our nakama if and when you need it. So you give and you take. You take when you need it, but oftentimes you're giving because there are other people in our nakama that are definitely hurting. And even though I'm kind of like the podcaster here, I'm the one that's, this is my show. I'm just as vulnerable as anybody else here. So I really appreciate the energy that our nakama sent to me over the past several weeks, and it worked. So what a great thing we have here. I can't even describe when I first started the show, like three and a half years ago, when I first started the show, I never dreamed for a moment we'd have this great group of people that love each other and care about each other and send the energy to each other. You don't believe me? If you don't believe me, ask for some energy from our nakama and see what you get. Now, when I said that, I felt the energy come to me. God, you guys are great. And I will say that I feel that I'm through this latest crazy funk. Will there be more? I mean, as long as you're a human being, there will be more. We can't prevent things from happening. There will always be things that happen, but that doesn't mean our lives are bad. That doesn't mean things are going wrong. It means we're human. And it means we have to just do the work, work through it. Make sure you journal. Just sometimes take a step back and just breathe through your nose and enjoy the beauty around. Nasal breathing. Enjoy the beauty. Even if we're going through a horrible time, there still is beauty around. You have to recognize that and enjoy it, and it will get you through. So again, I from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your questions about how I'm doing, and thank you for your energy. And I hope I explained it well enough. Maybe I'm not perfect. Maybe sometimes I might go off on a tangent a little bit. I don't even know, but everything you're hearing from me is totally from my heart. I've got no script in front of me today. Many of you asked how I'm doing, and I wanted to share that with you. And I'm smiling because things are going okay, and also because I've got you. And I think we'll end it at that today. Just an update. I've got a lot of really cool stuff coming your way. I'm so excited. Sometimes I feel like I can't even keep up with it because I've just got there's so many things I want to do, but I'm only one person. So I'm even trying to maybe I'll try to get a little help or so. I've got so many ideas and so many ways I think I can help. So I appreciate your patience with everything. And again, we've got our Patreon channel that's going wild. I just appreciate all of you. Check the show notes. Check the website, microdoseu.com, for all latest updates for everything we got going. And remember, brand new episode every Wednesday and Friday, sometimes Monday. I'm going to try to do mushroom news. What's going on in the news with mushrooms? What's happening around the country and around the world? What's happening? What's going on? So I'm trying my best. I really want to help out. I hope I'm succeeding. And I'll stop rambling right now because I will say we'll finish this up. And I am Dr. Dave. I do love you, and I'll see you in the next episode.